Hello, everybody. It is Chopsticks. Happy Monday to you, at least at the time of recording this. It's currently 9:40 p.m. at night, and I have had a busy Monday. And today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I've been watching a couple of people that I admire on the creative space of YouTube and such. Just kind of do something like this, where we just sit down and we have a talk and we just talk about life. Anything that comes to mind. And the reason I'm doing it this way in a video format as opposed to, say, like, our usual walk and talk streams that we do, which I still very much enjoy, is because lately I have been feeling this, not this dislike of the stream, just this aversion to it. I feel myself avoiding doing it sometimes, and I can't really put my finger as to why currently. So I figured we'll try this new method of just talking to you guys, because I do enjoy just genuine conversation. I like keeping up with you guys. I like knowing how you're doing. I like to tell you guys how I am doing. And I feel like in this manner, in this way, where I can kind of put my thoughts out into the ether, for you guys to kind of just, peruse whenever it fits your schedule, whenever you're available to do so. So I don't have to wait until a certain morning when all of you are available, and so on and so forth. So here we are today. I actually was going to do this in one of my favorite games, Skyrim, because in Skyrim, as you all may or may not know, it is a very beautiful world. It's a very beautiful environment. So I thought that would be appropriate to have as a background while we just kind of talk here on this Monday. This will probably be uploaded tomorrow on Tuesday, depending on if I can get this edited and uploaded to YouTube right away. But I mean, at this point, it's going to be very late as a Monday upload. But I want this to be sort of like a regular thing, just to get some level of consistency with myself. It's not so much a trendy sort of thing. I'm not trying to copy anyone's content or anything like that, but I feel like this is a very low commitment, very genuine conversation and way we can just kind of go about our business. So here we are today in Elden Ring Night Rain, and we are hanging out on a beach, and yeah, we're just gonna, maybe we might have a different topic every single week. It might be the same topic, it might be a continuation of the week prior, but I want to start doing this as a regular thing, just like as a way to just kind of check in every single week. So, with that being said, I was really struggling to decide what the intro episode would be, what the first thing that we talk about is, because there's so much to talk about. Where would you even start? And I thought a really great topic that we could chat about would be the topic of authenticity. Authenticity, I feel, is very prevalent in my life as a theme at the moment, and I think it's a topic that I think almost anyone can benefit from. Why do I say this? I feel like for probably the last, 2 decades or so, as we've been growing into this age of technology and social media and hyper dopamine hits on your cell phone every single day, 24/7, we're subjected to a lot of information. We're subjected to a lot of misinformation. We're subjected to a lot of things and people and ideas and places, and we're kind of conditioned, I feel, to be as inauthentic as it benefits us, if that makes sense. What I mean by that is, like, let's take Instagram for example, right? That is an app where people post pictures or videos now, I guess, in this day and age, and shorts and all that. But it used to be a picture sharing app. And much like Facebook, everyone knows that people are putting their best foot forward on their social media. They're showing how great their life is, the victories, the success, the celebrations, the vacations, and just all the good aspects of their life. And what people don't show is the day-to-day, the mundane, the gray areas. Ironic that is currently the theme of our backdrop here. The bad times, the strife, the sadness that people endure, the just, all the negative aspects of our lives, we do not share. All we are exposed to on social media, for the most part, I feel, is this glamorized, positive, best appearing version of ourselves, which is extremely inauthentic. Authenticity is essentially who you are, right? If you're not authentic, if you are not the real you, right? Who are you? You're just a persona. You're a character. You're a mask that you are choosing to present because you want to control the way others perceive you. As you guys may or may not be aware of, in the last couple of streams that I have been able to sporadically do for the last couple of months, I told you guys I've been getting a lot of mental health help, and I found out that I've very severely needed it. And it's going very well. Don't let the gray backdrop fool you and the melancholic nature of what we're talking about today, and the Mr. Sad Night Man here sitting on the beach saying man. But one of the first things that I was made aware of, and has been the most detrimental to my mental health, was the realization that for, I would say, ever since I turned, 7 or 8, ever since I was a very, very young kid, I have learned to be inauthentic through one way or another. I learned that my true self, at the time, in the environment that I was in, was not okay to be. It was unsafe. It caused strife. It caused problems. It caused me pain. When you grow up thinking that way and being conditioned to not be the true you, to not share your interests with people, to hide yourself, to put on this front and not be authentically who you are, obviously you're going to grow up doing those very same things. And so it took me a long time to realize this, both inside the therapy office and outside, but I have been presenting myself in a very inauthentic manner pretty much my entire life. And as I share that with you today, a lot goes through my mind. I could go into all sorts of different examples throughout my childhood, throughout high school, throughout my teenage years, throughout my college years. I could think of a lot of examples of me pretending to be someone I'm not. My version of inauthenticity is people-pleasing. And I know that people-pleasing is a very common... I don't like to say the word affliction, but it's a very common trait that a lot of people suffer from for various reasons in their life. But the thing that everyone shares who are people-pleasers are, you learned that at some point in your life, it wasn't okay to be yourself, to express your opinions, to assert your needs, to defend your space, and assert your own boundaries. You learned that in order for you to feel appreciated, for you to feel valued, for you to be happy, you had to cater to the people around you. Whatever that means, that's different for every single person. Let me give you an example. I love video games. I have ever since I was, I don't know, as long as I could remember. My earliest memories are playing a Nintendo 64. That's going to date me a little bit here, but playing a Nintendo 64 with my two sisters when we were very young. It didn't matter what the game was. Usually tended to be Mario related. Mario Party, Mario Kart, Paper Mario. Single player, party game, multiplayer, co-op, didn't matter. I liked playing games. It could be because I like spending time with people. It could be because they were flashy and colorful and happy and whimsical. Could be any number of reasons. Probably a combination of a whole bunch. But from a very early age, video games were a part of me. They were a part of Chopsticks. They were my interests. They were what made me happy. They were what I looked forward to pretty much all the time. My father came from a world where that type of activity, that type of hobby, to him it was just a toy, right? It was just something to spend your time on for an hour maximum out of your day, nothing more. He thought they were a waste of time. He thought they rot your brain. He thought if you have time to play video games, you have time to do literally anything else that will make you better. You could exercise, you could study, you could go to karate, you could have a hobby, you could help a family member, you could read, you could go outside and look at the world, find a bug, I don't know, play outside. Literally anything else except for playing video games. Video games are a luxury indulgence that you should engage with no more than once a week for 1 hour. If you can put 2 and 2 together, you'll be able to see where I'm going with this. My father is obviously a huge, huge relationship in my life. Very impactful, for good and for bad. But growing up, I was told that my interests, the things that I love so much, so naturally, the thing I think about all the time, the magic that I feel, this happiness that it brings me, this thing I want to engage with, is a waste of time. Not only is this thing that you love so much a waste of time, it's making you worse as a person. Not only is it making you worse as a person, it's making people angry at you. Not only is it making people angry at you, I don't know, I can't think of anything else. But you get where I'm going with this. This is the relationship that we have with video games growing up. So, as the years go by, a young Styx doesn't know that people pleasing is a thing. A young Styx hasn't learned quite yet that he needs to adjust his behavior. He needs to put his feelings aside to make the peace come, to make people like him, to feel valued. He doesn't know that yet. Or rather, he hasn't learned that yet. As Styx gets older and more mature, he holds on to these wonderful experiences. Styx discovers that video games come in all shapes and sizes. It's not just a game to jump around and punch monsters in. It's not a Mario game where you can do backflips and see all these colorful things. Sometimes games have a story to tell. They have topics to explore. Sometimes they bring people together. Sometimes they help you escape from what's going on in the real world. Right? All of these very wonderful things that this object, this mirror into another world can provide. He holds on to that. And as he holds on to that, and as he gets older, and as he's continued to be told that these things are bad for you, you are bad for liking them, you are lazy for liking them, all these other things, all these negative aspects that are associated with the games are now being associated with you. Eventually, when you're told something over and over for a long period of time, you begin to believe it. And once you believe something that's not necessarily true, but once you believe something that contradicts with the values that you hold inside yourself, there's strife. There's mental turmoil. There is a conflict within yourself that is generated that nobody on the outside can necessarily see. Your mind will begin to fight itself. You might even start hearing two different voices in your head. One voice might say, you got bad grades in school, or you don't have a lot of friends, or you are this way because you like this thing. Just as an example, this could take many different forms. But what I'm getting at is essentially, right, I grew up being told beliefs that conflicted with my authentic self. And as a result, 20 years later, that's bled into almost every single aspect of my authentic self. And so, when you spend a lot of your life presenting yourself, learning to hide away your actual wants, your feelings, your desires, your likes, your dislikes, your interests, what makes you happy, what gets you out of bed in the morning, when you learn that that is not okay, and that you need to put that away, you become inauthentic. That's just my personal example. I'm sure whoever's, listening to this right now, you have your own example. We are encouraged to be inauthentic to ourselves all the time, especially now in the year of our Lord 2026. Especially now. You could say, right, it's very natural that you present yourself differently in different groups of people. The Styx that interacts with mom and dad is different than the Styx that interacts with his friends or his brothers and sisters, right? That's very natural. What's unnatural is when there is not a single person, not a single connection, not a single relationship in your life that you feel it's safe to be yourself around. That is probably one of the most detrimental things a human being can go through. Detrimental in the sense of their mental health, right? And I guess you could say the writing's kind of on the wall. Yes, if you grow up not, if you grow up being told that who you are is not okay to be, of course you're going to be unhappy in life. But I don't necessarily know where I was going with that tangent. But authenticity, that's the topic of today's sort of episode or fireside talk, whatever you want to call this. I don't have a name for it yet. We're trying it out. I apologize if that tangent didn't necessarily make too much sense, but I think it's very important to be authentic to who you are, and I think many people struggle with that. Many people don't feel safe to be authentic. And what does it mean to be authentic, right? Authenticity takes many forms. At its simplest definition, authenticity is just being who you are, just being genuine. If you don't like something, you're not afraid to say you don't like it. If you do like something, of course, you're going to gravitate towards it and you're going to make it known. It's being able to express yourself without fear, without, any reservation, without any sort of mental or physical barrier that prevents you from expressing who you are on the inside of that lovely, beautiful little brain of yours. So, we have social media, we have, traumatic childhoods, we have social norms, gender norms, high school cliques, you name it. We're exposed to all sorts of external antagonists that may or may not strip away who you are. And it's very important for a person to be themselves. So, I don't have any advice per se. I'm just kind of thinking out loud, but I think authenticity is very, very important for anyone. And I think anyone in any stage of their life is going to struggle, to a degree, with presenting themselves in an authentic manner. I will share this. How do I word this? Let me phrase what's going through my head in this way. So, I am a streamer. I am a VTuber on Twitch. Despite, the inconsistent schedule and my constant breaks from content and stuff, I'm still here. I'm still talking to you guys. I'm still an anime icon in the corner of the screen right now, but that's who I am. It's a hobby that I enjoy. It's a hobby that I like to do and I'm engaged with. It energizes me. To this day, I am still afraid to tell that to other people, to strangers or to friends, to my family, or to people I consider close to me. Why am I afraid to do this? Is it because I think I'm going to be judged? Probably. Is it because, there's certain connotations with people who like video games and people who like anime and people who, hide their face from the screen and all that? Probably. There's all these connotations that I feel will be applied to me if I share this part of myself with somebody. So I hide it. I hide it from my coworkers. I hide it from most of my social circles. I hide it from my family. And that's not a great way to live your life, man. It's really not. What's the point in engaging in something that you love if there's no one to share it with? Right? So as I admit this to both myself and to you guys, the reason I bring it up is because this is again probably the first problem area that I've been working on in therapy, and I think it's great. I think it's honestly a very true fact of the matter, and I do want to be more authentic. I do want to present myself however I see fit, and not be afraid to do so. Now, that's not me saying like, oh God, oh, I feel so cringe on the internet. I hate streaming. I hate talking to you guys. No, that's quite the opposite. But when Styx logs off, right, when the stream is over and Styx has to go to work or, go see family, and they ask Styx, what are you up to? What did you do last week? What have you been up to? I have nothing to say. I have this strong desire to tell people of my success and the fun I'm having and the genuine excitement I get when I click that stream button and all those names pop up in the chat. Hey Styx, hello, how are you doing? Can't wait for the stream, Styx. It's the most genuine happiness I have felt in many a year, and I cherish that. And yet, at the same time, that genuine part of myself, the thing that brings me joy, I can't share it with anyone. Not anyone I'm close to, anyways. And that's a me problem. That's not a them problem. Right? By no means are the people in my life judging me now. By no means are people in my life making it hard to be myself. Once upon a time, yes, that was in fact the case, absolutely. But for me, the damage has already been done. For me, it doesn't matter if you tell me straight to my face, I will support you, I will back you, I will happily indulge in anything. Tell me about your life, tell me about your interests. I want to hear it. It doesn't matter. Because at some point, probably not at some point, but over the course of the last however many years I've been alive, I learned that it was not okay to be myself. And as soon as you learn that, you start to feel it. It's not a thought that just one day you wake up and you say, okay, I will no longer express myself. I will no longer share what I'm interested in. No, it's a slow and gradual process that you grow accustomed to over the course of however many years. You are subjected to this, I guess, pain, for lack of a better word. This pain that's brought upon you for expressing yourself. So, I didn't mean to get all, into the weeds about, my trauma in my past, but I felt like it's necessary to talk about because this is me being authentic. This is me being, sharing 100% of who I am. This is me not afraid to say something or share an idea or express a thought. And I think at the end of the day, that's kind of why I decided to do these regular weekly talks. I hope that it sticks. We're doing this for multiple reasons. The first reason, just as a recap here, because I see we're coming up on half an hour. The first reason is I am trying to be more authentic with who I am and be more honest with what's going on in my life and how I feel. The second reason is you guys deserve a person, a streamer, a creator, whoever, who regularly fulfills his promises. I cannot express to you guys watching the video right now, tuning into my streams, hanging out in the Discord, I cannot express how much your support means to me. No matter how long I take, no matter how long I'm gone for, no matter how many breaks I say I need, no matter what content I decide to throw up there. No matter what game I stream, no matter what website I upload my random rambling thoughts onto, you guys are there. You guys support me. And you don't ask for anything in return. Do you understand, like, how gratifying that is to a person who his entire life learned that it's not okay to be himself? You know, it sounds silly in retrospect, but it means the world to me. So I need to find a way that resonates with you, that you guys enjoy, that is also accessible to me to be able to do in a way that's consistent, that's low commitment, and is a level of quality that I'm happy with. That's reason number 2, mainly. You guys deserve more content on a regular basis. And I think that's really it. Those are the 2 big ones. It's just practice. It's helping me be consistent, it's helping me be authentic, and it also gives you guys something to tune into when I'm not necessarily streaming every week, because my life and my schedule are just all over the place right now. So, if you're still watching, if you're still listening, I thank you for giving this experiment a try. We might come back here to the beach. We might be in a different video game. We might be in the same video game. I don't know. But I will aim to just have a chat with you guys once a week about various things. They might not always be as heavy as, you know, trauma and authenticity and growing up and whatever else, but I think this is a good place to start. I'm happy with the chat that we had today, and I hope maybe you got something out of it. Maybe this is just me spewing, words into the ether for half an hour. And even if that's the case, that's fine. That's totally fine. I'm here for me. And, you know, as I get the controller back in my hands and I actually look at the game that we're playing right now and the environment that we're in, it is kind of melancholic. It's very gray. It's very, I guess, depressing, for lack of a better word, but at the same time, it's very peaceful here. It's very, I don't know, it's a lot of solace. And I really like the vibe here. Maybe we'll come back to this beach. Maybe. I like it. But anyways, that's enough for me. I've talked your guys' ears off for more than long enough. I guess closing thoughts. Yeah, this is a new type of video that we're going to be uploading every single week onto the channel. Twitch streams. I do want to stream more. I do love our walk and talks. I like playing games with you guys. It's just it's hard to, because I can't necessarily plan out content very easily right now. But if there are any streams coming in the future, I would say we're probably going to be playing Slay the Spire. Probably going to be playing Night Rain, honestly. And just some interim things, just as like one-offs, until we can get a better, consistent schedule with uploading, and as I get a better handle on, my obligations in my life. So, happy Tuesday or Monday, whenever you guys are seeing this. And if it's not Tuesday, if you're watching this far off in the future, I hope you have a wonderful day, whether it's morning or night or evening, or midnight, whatever it is. But thank you guys very much for just listening to this to this awkward VTuber yap on about a bunch of nonsense, I would say, for about a half hour. I will see you guys next week.